Hello, welcome to Travels with Dottie. I thought today was going to be pretty simple. I had this older Alienware laptop, and the plan was straightforward: upgrade the hardware, get Windows installed cleanly, and end up with a good little gaming machine that I can enjoy for years. That was the plan. The funny thing is, the hardware part actually went better than I expected. The part I thought would be easy was the software. It was not easy. What started out as a simple upgrade turned into one of those all-day projects where every time I thought it was at the finish line, there was one more thing I didn't understand yet. At one point, I thought Windows 11 was installing. I was thrilled. It wasn't. At another point, I'd gone through the whole process, rebooting the computer, and I was still sitting there in Windows 10. What the heck? And that's the kind of thing that can make you feel a little crazy because the computer makes it look like something happened, but then you check and nothing actually changed. This video is absolutely not a tech tutorial. It's more about what it actually feels like to take on something you think is going to be manageable, only to realize there are 3 or 4 layers to it you didn't know were there. And I'll tell you this up front, I enjoyed it. Certainly, there were frustrating moments. There were moments where I thought, what in the world is this thing doing now? Why am I doing this? But it's also something really satisfying about sticking with it, figuring out the next step, and slowly getting a little more comfortable with something that felt totally confusing at first. So today I'm going to walk you through what happened with this laptop upgrade. Um, Not every technical detail, don't worry. It's a real story about the process and how I was reacting to it, what worked, what didn't work, um, what I misunderstood, and at the point where I finally realized I needed to stop trusting the easy button and use the full Windows 11 ISO file instead. You don't know what that means, but you don't need to know what it means, which in plain English is basically the whole Windows installer in one big file instead of to do it in pieces over the internet. That was the turning point. And by the end of this, I think the bigger story isn't really about Windows 11 or the laptop or anything. It's not about any of that. That's why I'm doing this video. It's about patience, persistence, and that strange feeling of being both frustrated and entertained by a problem you choose for yourself. So I want to emphasize again is that you're not being trapped into some kind of tech video. This is about the process that I went through trying new things and struggling with learning. And it's a tale of two PCs, not a tale of two cities, a tale of two PCs. This one is my old one. I bought it brand new for a lot of money, an Alienware in 2013. And this is the new one I got. It's an Alienware from about 2019. So the plan was sell this one on eBay, buy this one, and we'll see how close we can get to an even swap. We didn't expect an even swap, but anyway, that was the idea. I enjoy this process, even though you're going to hear about me telling a story that sounds pretty frustrating. The journey, I got to tell you, I like the journey, even the frustrating parts. And again, I'm not becoming a tech channel. You don't need to understand the tech to understand this video. The connective tissue between these older PCs are, I played a lot of games back in the day on this one, and I still enjoy those older games, but they're ones that have advanced a little bit, and they're gonna run much better on this new one. I like playing games. How often I play games? Not very often at all. If I play a computer game once a week, that's a lot, and maybe an hour or two. So why are you doing all this? I'm buying a used PC like that one. I'm troubleshooting it. I did upgrades on it. I installed new software on it. I upgraded the operating system. And on this old one, I cleaned it up. And right now it's still here. It's sold, but it's still here because, well, you can't see on the screen, but it's resetting Windows. So when the new owner that buys it gets it, it'll be a fresh install with all my stuff off of it. I got this PC, and they had particular specifications on it, and very quickly. And by the way, my partner in this the whole time has been Chat GPT, because I can take pictures of what's going on. It was an amazing tutor and guide and coach to get me through what ended up being a pretty complex process. The first thing he pointed out to me was, what you bought isn't what you get. What you paid for and got delivered to you wasn't exactly what was advertised. It was a really slow old hard drive that was kind of, they call it a hybrid drive, but it was super slow, and they advertised it as an SSD, which is super fast. It wasn't an SSD. Chat helped me construct an email with some pictures saying, hey, you sold this to me and it wasn't what you advertised, and I paid you $399 for it. And I asked for, I'm going to replace the hard drive, and I would like $75. And it took a couple of days, and he came back and they gave me $60, and I took it. So the $399 was reduced by $60. So that was, for you guys can probably do this stuff in your head easily. It was $399 minus 60, $339. Okay, and that was $339 tax delivered. So $339. And I was hoping to get $200 out of this one. That'll come later. That's a different story. So it would cost me a net of $139, theoretically. But now I have to add in what it cost me to buy a new hard drive, $186.05. So I add that, but plus $186.05. So we're up to $525 now. I knew that it had low memory, so I was going to buy one memory stick, but it turns out the way it was configured, that wasn't going to work, and I had to buy two memory sticks. $68.49 times two. So I add $68.49, and then I had to do another one, plus another $68.49. And now I'm up to $662.03, which if I got $200 for this, I'd be sitting at, for this brand new to me laptop, which is way more powerful, I'm looking at $462. Still, that includes tax, delivery, everything. It's not quite how it turned out. I learned a lot about PCs and laptops and eBay. I learned a lot about eBay. Some lessons learned there. So getting all these things delivered, and I tell you, when you install things in the laptop, you have to turn the laptop off. Then with the little tiny screws, you remove screws and you carefully remove the panel, which isn't easy. You got to use a little pry tool and do it gently. A big mistake people make is they open it up and they start poking around. That's how you create shorts and you completely destroy your laptop. So the first thing they have you do is disconnect the battery. So unplug it, turn it over, make sure it's shut off, take off the back, disconnect the battery so there's no longer electrical charge on the board. And those of you might say, hey, there still could be in capacitors and stuff. You're right. So you still have to be careful. So I did that. You would think something like, I'm going to unplug the battery and then plug it back in. That'd be easy. But I'd never seen a connector like this. And it took me a long time working with Chat, taking little up close pictures of it to figure out how to disconnect it. Because anything on a PC, especially a laptop, everything is so delicate that if you push or pull something the wrong way, you kill it. I was able to install the upgraded RAM, and I was able to install the hard drive, and it fired up. And I'm please, because you want it to the thing to fire up and recognize the new hardware and everything's okay. And I'm praying, and boom, it comes up. Everything's good. I thought, well, I'm on the home stretch. I can kick back and relax. So all I got to do is It's got a very old versions of Windows, Windows 10 back from 2019. So I need to upgrade it to, we're on Windows 11 now. How hard could that be? Let me tell you how hard that can be. I had confidence though. I'd done it before. I've upgraded and I, lots of times over my life on Windows. I've upgraded stuff. So I was confident to the point of being overconfident, which is a danger area. And I'm waiting. It took hours and hours. I literally spent a full, it was 24 hours later and I was still going. And it would finally say the install is finished. And I thought it was, this is it. It's rebooting. Windows 11, this is great. It reboots and it's at Windows 10. Everything I did was just gone. And I still don't understand what happened. Chat said something happened and it rolled back the changes. So we have to start over again. So we did it again and again. I failed. And each iteration of this is hours worth of work. And I was getting kind of frustrated. I actually asked chat, can you tell I'm mad? And chat came back and said, yeah, I can tell you're pretty upset. So he said, let's eliminate all the problems. And there's a way you can download the whole thing on your computer. And instead of feeding it piece by piece off the internet, it'll go off your hard drive. It'll be much faster. So we did that. It's like 10:30 at night. I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, I'm going to let it run and go to bed and see where we are in the morning. I got up and Windows was installed, but that wasn't the end of the story because Windows is installed. It says, we have more updates for you to get. And it was more hours of running updates, but it didn't crash or anything. I know this whole thing sounds pretty boring from the outside, but when you're in it and you're trying to figure out the puzzle, it's actually pretty interesting. I wasn't just upgrading a laptop. I was learning how the whole process actually works. And to me, that was this new fancy laptop that I'm going to maybe play with once a week, if that, for an hour. That doesn't really explain it. Lessons I learned, what would I do next? Last time, I would expect the software piece to take one hell of a lot longer. I would have downloaded that big file sooner versus trying to do it the easy way. I started out this day just thinking, hey, I'm going to download a few files and I'm going to upgrade this thing. And instead, I spent the day learning the easy path is not always the most reliable path. And the stunning thing was, with all the frustrations that I described here, I still enjoyed the process, right? And here, this is at least 2 days later, because I'm still sitting here with the old PC and it's running to try to reset it. And I don't know how long it's going to take. I learned some lessons there too, because I found out while it's doing this process, if you touch the screen hides the screen. If you normally in a Windows PC, you touch the key and the screen comes back. Well, the screen does come back, but it also cancels the whole process. I did that twice in a row. So my hands are staying off this. I did sell it. Get this. This is wild. So there was a auction. So the buyer ended up paying me $194.50, and he also paid $9 towards shipping and $12.51 sales tax. So he got this computer for $216.03. So what I got from that is, of course, $216.03. But that's not the end of the story. I subtract out $12.51 because eBay paid the taxes for that. And the shipping label, even though I set it up, I didn't know this. I set it up for him to pay for shipping, and eBay calculates the amount, and he said the shipping is going to be $9. But the shipping wasn't really $9. It was over $50. So I got $9 paid toward that, but I had to pay $47.79 for UPS ground shipping. Plus, I didn't know, I should have known this was coming. Transaction fees, they had to take their cut, $29.78. So guess what? I got my $200, but guess what I ended up with in my pocket? $125.95. So we go back to my calculation of how much it cost me, the $662.03, and I can take off that $125.95 minus $125.95, because that's what's sitting in my account. $536.08 for this that I originally bought for $399 and sold this one, and I still did okay. I'm happy with it, but I learned lessons. And chat said one of the lessons is you have the option to put in how much shipping it really is going to cost the buyer, and don't trust what eBay tells you, and don't forget eBay's always going to have their cut. So I'm not sure the person would have bid as high if the shipping of $9 was, they probably found that pretty attractive. If they were bidding and I was charging them $50 or $57 for the shipping, I doubt the bidding would have gone that high. But anyway, that's how it turned out, and that's what I learned. And this will really tell you something, is that I'm already looking for another PC. Why would you do that? Because chat's helping me, is that looks at specs with me. I want to buy another one on eBay that I can tinker with again and upgrade and make it better and clean it up and resell it on eBay. And even if I break even doing that, it's a hobby. It's a hobby that I'm really enjoying very much. That's it. That's today's video. That's going to be today's video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll find out when I hear from you all what you thought and if people watch or not. But I'm learning YouTube too. I'm learning everywhere I turn. I'm learning, which is one of my joys in retirement. So when am I going to see you again? I'll see you tomorrow.